Hello everybody and welcome back to an episode that's being recorded the day it goes up, because Crash Bandicoot's been taking up all of my free time and frankly it's kind of stupid. What are we doing? I've been playing too many modern games which are not actually like the Japanese versions. We have to land and then we use the circle button, maybe? I did already go into this world and then exit, I think. So there is an opening cutscene, but we would have skipped that anyway. And then I think when we go to the Sandlot, which let's... How do we save state again? What is the button for save stating? I have forgotten. It's been a while. It's been like 2.5 weeks since I last recorded for this series. But let's see. Save state is F1. So why didn't it do it? Oh, there we go. Save state. Just in case I die. And I don't know how this would help at all. But if you've missed the last episode, maybe even the episode before that, I don't know. We decided to stop being level 1. So we're dealing a lot more damage, we can take a lot more hits. And I mainly did that because I knew this was coming up. I almost had to skip 2 entire worlds. We ended up doing those. So it's been a couple of weeks since I made that decision. But when I decided to skip those worlds, I went into this world and I got my ass handed to me because, frankly, these guys deal way too much damage when you're level 1. So then we got through those worlds, we gained a couple of levels, and now this is still not necessarily the easiest thing in the universe, but it's much easier, which is a start. It's a real good start, as a matter of fact, because we can just do this kind of stuff and absolutely annihilate these guys. So this is going to be a mixed world episode because this is the only fight I think you do. And no. I think this is the only fight you do in Twilight Town. After this, I think the absent silhouette for Laxius appears. We're probably not going to do that right now. And I don't know if I've actually talked about the Keyblade yet, because the Keyblade is craftable, as discussed throughout the series, but it actually isn't that amazing. Station Plaza, let's do that. Let's first and foremost exit the world so that we have our drive gauges still. Just in case we need it. I don't think we will, but you never know. So it's actually not that great. It improves your mobility. It has like an ability that lets you move around quicker and dodge things better, I guess. But altogether, its stats are 0 strength and 0 magic. And for how difficult it is, because it's still just the ultimate weapon recipe, it's still very difficult and grindy to get. So for how difficult it is to get, we're not actually going to go and get that. We're going to ignore the ultimate weapon, that being the Keyblade. We're just going to go with the story Keyblades as we get them. Just wanted to... The Oath Creeper. I like that. And Possessed form. That surely is the Ventus form. We got a new drive form. That took me a moment to realize we got a new drive form. So yeah, the entirety of Twilight Town is like less than 5 minutes if you go through those enemies that quickly. So we'll also be doing some Hollow Bastion related stuff today. Or we could go into the Colosseum, potentially. Let's go into Hollow Bastion, just cause. I don't know what I'm going to do for the thumbnail here, because I've been doing thumbnail backgrounds, just use a picture of the world. I guess I'll be doing Hollow Bastion. We might actually be going into the grid today as well. I think we are. Let's take a look at the Oath Creeper. How it stacks up. It's worse. Enhances magic and increases the duration of a drive form. That might not be too bad. I'm gonna stick with Stormfall for the time being, but it's good to know that we have this option. I think. Just a random question. Do we have upgrades for... Nope, no we do not. Actually, let me look at this real quick, because I think we might still have... It's an agile version where the flood recovers quickly from knockouts. This is just a normal flood, which is... Why would I want the agile version? A frail parasite whose loyalty is based on who will lead it to more victims will attempt to drain their life. Let's use this one. Let's see for the... Yeah, that seems to be the best I have for the Goofy replacement. So I just wanted to check. Let's see if we can synthesize anything useful. It's not going to be the Keyblade, obviously. But we might get something halfway decent in free development. Nope. Recipes? Nope. Okay, let's move on. We have a cutscene with Cloud here, which usually we would, but right now we're going to skip. I also don't know if I talked about the idea of doing a new randomizer, because if I look at my statistics in my YouTube dashboard, the randomizer is still doing very well, even though it's been months since it ended. So I'm probably going to focus on that a little bit more after Birth by Sleep ends. It's probably going to be like 3 a week, and then when this also ends, it might go up to 4 randomizer videos a week. I don't know if they're going to be as heavily edited. I guess we go into Moonlight Hide, right? As the videos were before. But it's definitely something that I do want to give a try, because especially with more Kingdom Hearts content coming up in the form of Melody of Memories, which I'm really hyped for now that Crash Bandicoot is done and dealt with. By the time this goes up, which should be a couple of hours from when I record this, so it's not really that much of a difference. It's literally 1 video difference for Crash Bandicoot. We're over halfway there. Next Friday should be the last uploads for Crash Bandicoot. Just because I'm uploading them at a fairly quick rate, all things considered. I'm uploading 3 of them a day. I have paused Minecraft uploads for the time being as well, because they weren't very relevant and they weren't actually doing that badly. But let's just see how they do starting in January again, because I'm probably not going to have too much time for them. There might be 1 or 2 like Wednesday Minecraft videos still, but it's not going to be like a big deal. I'm going to take a sip of water. But before we turn this into a channel update, which if I wanted to do that, I just do a channel update, because I haven't done one in a while. Because it's not really necessary. Things are just going smoothly, more or less, and any analytics-based decisions that may or may not be made, I'm making the monthly member exclusive video. So I don't know why I'm talking about all of this, because you probably just want to watch that. And if you want to watch that, you're gonna have to give me money. Which is a real douchey way of saying that, but it's true. It's 5 videos a month. You get. It's like 1 a week and then an extra 1 per month. You get This is not a sales pitch for my member feature. You know it's there. There's a button below literally every video on the channel. So let's talk Kingdom Hearts. The new Union Cross update is boring. Like really boring. Nothing happens. Literally nothing. I mean, some characters get some information that we already had, but now the characters have it as well. Which I guess is a thing, but I don't really give a crap. There's literally only... And this is not like hyperbolic at all. There's literally 1 interesting word in the entire upgrade. Also, update. That was a very quick door thingy. Because, spoilers here, I guess, if you're following Union Cross, but at this point, if you're following Union Cross, you're probably following the Japanese story updates. And if you're following the Japanese story updates, you don't have to play through all the filler quests, so you probably are pretty up to date with things regarding Union Cross. And if you're not following Union Cross, this is it's still a spoiler, but you probably don't give a crap because you're not following it. And you probably just want me to talk about something else. But if you're watching a Kingdom Hearts Let's Play of any kind in 2020, you're probably at least to some extent involved in Union Cross because you've probably been Stockholmed very badly, just like the rest of us. I'm very sorry to hear about your condition. That's the one I need to keep my eye on. It's that one. It's that one. It's that one. It's this one. It's literally that easy. It's a real easy mini game. So Darkness actually talks to the Union leaders, which is not that big of a deal, really. But Darkness calls themselves we, where we assume Darkness was just a single entity. It's specifically fan translation, I should point out. It's not the official translation. But I'm sure that if it was just... You assume that sentence contains, like, a singular thing, right? You have... I think the sentence is something like, so you figured out who I am. Ooh, let's take a look at that. It's probably not that good because the other flawed augment was also not great. I'm assuming that's you. Holy crap. The Almighty Lord of the Red Explosion Brigade. It attacks reliable area stunts against close enemies. It probably kills itself while doing so, but that sounds like a real good time for me. So, it uses the word... that's a summon? Hold on, what? Let's take a look at this and then get back to the whole Darkness thing, because I kind of spammed through that. I don't really care about the summons, to be honest, because they didn't seem that good, and I think they broke my game before, something like that. I don't remember. So yeah, you'd assume, even if it is a fan translation, the most logical word to use in that sentence would have been I. They specifically translated it to we, meaning that there's probably a implication in the original Japanese text, which definitely makes you think it's a plural. So I'm gonna go ahead and assume that's not a translation mistake or anything, but there's actually... Okay, I have huge health again. Sure. Why not? Do I actually have infinite health? It looks like I might, actually, because I'm not getting damaged at all. I appreciate that. Also, suddenly Sora. What is that about? I guess it was too much work to... Because this is probably a different model, right? I assume it is a different model with different rigging to it as well, because it's in different... But I still have the same keyblade, which is interesting. Which actually, no, that makes a lot of sense, because that's a separate thing from Sora of Vanitas altogether. Yeah, that makes sense. Getting back to the Darkness thing, again... That means it's not just Master Ava, as pretty much everybody has been assuming, and it isn't confirmed. It's not confirmed, but let's be honest, it's kind of confirmed that Ava at least has something to do with Darkness at this point. But now that Darkness referred to itself as we, that could mean a couple of different things. That could mean it's an entity made up of multiple different hearts or something like that, right? The darkness in a lot of people's hearts, the physical manifestation of everybody's darkness, and as such, it isn't a single entity, so it refers to itself as we. It could mean that there's multiple darknesses. the darkness that has been inside of Ventus could be a separate darkness from the one that's been guiding Maleficent, which makes a lot of sense. Because presumably the darkness that's been inside of Ventus has just been inside of Ventus, rather than going in and out of Ventus to hang out with Maleficent. So that will make a certain amount of sense, that there's multiple different darknesses, in which case there could be 13 darknesses, because we know there's 7 Princesses of Heart, which are the 7 lights, and we know there's 13 darknesses, which presumably could be 13 manifestations of darkness. The Master of Masters talks about beings of darkness that like present themselves as humanoid, which again, it could mean that those are the 13 things he was fighting. It could mean a lot of things, but those are some prevalent theories I have seen so far, and I am honestly not entirely sure which is the... In the randomizer this crashed, so I know this is an entirely different thing from the randomizer. It's probably not going to be an issue, but let's just be safe. So all that being said, all of that speculation comes from one word. The most interesting, and again, frankly, let's try possessed form. Let's see what that does. Okay, I think I appreciate this. I don't know if I'll necessarily like it more. Oh, no. I don't know if I necessarily like it more. Oh, wait! It's like, it's limit form. It's straight up just limit form, eh? Okay, that's good to know. It's limit form. So we want to use those limits as much as we possibly can. Because that's how we presumably level it up. Which also means we probably want to take off those potions, because that's overriding one of the limits, and it could be a good one. So maybe don't do that? I don't know. So yeah, again, all of that talk was derived from literally one word in the new... I'm level 21! You're supposed to do this at level 1. It says the game is balanced for level 1. I've said this before, but I call bullshit. It might be easier than normal Kingdom Hearts 2 on level 1. But when you tell me the game is balanced for level 1, I'm not expecting to get my ass handed to me at level 20. The game is not balanced for level 1. The people playing it are just generally have played this game so much and are so good at it that they can do it at level 1. But this is not necessarily balanced for level 1 in any way, shape or form. It's just the game but easier as Vanitas. And as such, level 1 becomes easier. But that doesn't necessarily translate directly into it was made for level 1. At all. Like, not even a little. Let's go into possessed form again. And see another sight. What does another sight do? It kills me. It didn't kill me, it was the Heartless that killed me, I know, but I didn't even get to see what it did. Another thing, which I think makes this actually more difficult in a certain sense than the normal Kingdom Hearts 2. Oh, I have an itchy nose. Than the normal Kingdom Hearts 2 is that you're not invincible during your attack animations and you can't really back out of them. I know Frenzy Stall is a thing, so in normal combos, oftentimes you can back out of something, and it's not that big of a deal that you're not invincible literally all the time. Especially with the crazy long and big combos you can do, making you purely invincible during the entire combo would be overpowered as hell. But during one of those limits, I'm kind of expecting to just deal damage against anything I touch, and if not that, at least be invincible, because I can't back out of it. It takes like a really long amount of time for an attack to come out like that, So I really feel like at that point when I use an attack and enemies just gang up on me when I use the attack, and maybe that means that I just have to be more careful with when I attack, which is a fair critique on my critique, to be honest. You know what? I wanted to go into the other one, but this one seems to be better for crowd control, so maybe this is what we want to do. Yeah, this definitely seems like the thing we want to do. We'll use the fake limit form, or possessed form, which I can actually pronounce that one. How amazing is that? So we'll use the possessed form against the boss fight, maybe? So the boss fight in this world, at least the first boss fight in this world, which is the... what is it? It's not the virus, right? It's, I don't know what it's called. It's not very conducive to... But it might be. I don't know. I don't know what the limit attacks are. But we're already mostly finished with... No. Bad Heartless. Bad Heartless. Again, when I get second chance and all... Well, no, not all. When I get second chance and once more, all my problems are going to be over. But that's going to take a while. So let me heal up here. And see if I can get anything interesting out of this. Doubtful. But maybe. It's a good point, actually. I might want to take a look at my equipment. But I can't because Donald and Goofy are here. Damn it. I think this is where we fight the boss fight. So we'll end up having about a 25-minute episode, which is good enough. Good enough. Because I still do need to export and edit and upload all of this as well. So... did he just spawn extra enemies or... No, those are just my own first. Okay. Actually, let's keep the drive. We are dealing a lot of... He's also dealing a lot of damage. Oh yeah, this is... Thunder works differently. Because with Vanitas. I kind of... Okay, this is going to take a while. Is it going to be as bad as Scar was last week? For you guys last week, for me guys, wow, I need to take a fucking nap. For me it wasn't last week, for me it was like 2 weeks ago, because frankly, I didn't have any time. But I also was kind of happy that I didn't have enough time to record, because it wasn't necessarily the best thing I've ever done. That Scar fight was very infuriating for me. And I don't remember what the energy is used for in this fight, because I mostly just ignore it, because usually when I fight this I am way more mobile and don't die in literally one hit. So... Oh, we can freeze him, that's what we do. Oh, but that means we can... Yeah, that doesn't really deal that much damage, is the thing. I like the Keyblade though. I don't like the fact that we literally cannot move, but I like the Keyblade. Two hits is all it takes to kill me. Okay, so for a fast-moving target, maybe possessed form also isn't the best. Maybe possessed form just isn't that good. Which is a real shame, because if it isn't that good, which it might be, it might be good, I might just not be used to it yet, but if it isn't that good, like, don't give it to me second, give it to me first. You could do that, you know that, right? I don't know why I did that, that didn't really do anything. Let's just go into Riku Dark mode. Actually, no. Let's go into Possessed form again and see what the other things do. So this one, for instance. For that one, I don't even need to do anything. Let's see, another side. Didn't seem to do that much. Okay, so what I'm picking up here is Possessed Mode is actually bad. I guess the reason they didn't want to throw it at you at the start of the game is because you're getting used to how Vanitas plays rather than Sora, and throwing in all those limited attacks as well to get used to might be a bit overwhelming. If that's the reason, I respectfully do disagree. Okay, this that seems to work. To a certain extent anyway. I'm terrified. I've gotten hit once, which means that I either will just barely survive or just not survive the next hit. But so far it seems like I might just be better off staying in my normal form, honestly, until I need to go into... I'm just going to go into this one, because frankly, it's way better at dealing damage. And at this point, I'm just wasting... Oh. That could potentially be a bad time. Yeah, a bad time for him, that is. Okay, and he's dead. This is how much better this dark form is than possessed form. It's frankly kind of ridiculous. That's also frankly kind of ridiculous. Probably should have just gotten closer to him and attacked. I probably would have survived. Especially since he probably can't even hit me from that short of range with that attack. But yeah, that pretty much settles it for me. I'm gonna try with the next big boss fight, which is Demix, I guess. But it definitely does seem like Possessed Mode or Possessed Form. Damn it! Possessed Form is not that good. Unless the thing that's under Circle is a really, really good limit. I don't know what that would be though, but could very well be the case. The thing that is the axe attack seems to be pretty good, to be honest, but you can only use it twice. Also, using the Thunder spell instead of normal attacks, especially against this guy who is weak to Thunder, is just straight up amazing. Also, just damage output isn't necessarily your main goal against this guy, which is something I have to remember. And then immediately go into this and just absolutely annihilate his face. We can freeze you, we can freeze you, we can freeze you. Oh, you froze next to me! That big mistake, dude. Big mistake on your part. Yeah, you're dead. You're very much dead. or I am, but it seems like you're the one that's dead. Okay, there we go. Drive gauge power up, also really good. Vicinity Slayer sounds like a promising ability. We almost are 30 minutes into the episode anyway, so joke's on me, I guess. And I don't know how we're going to deal with next episode, because very likely next episode is going to be... Was that like the Void Gear data version? Because that is worth checking out. Let's see. Before we end off this episode. Void Gear Augment Volts. Storm Boost. Increases damage done by Thunder-based attack by 20%. This is what I am. Darkness. That is a quote from Kingdom Hearts 3. That is fairly recent. So far, Stormfall still seems to be the best. What is the ability? It's Blizzard Boost. It's tempting because I do use... Like, the only offensive magic I ever use is Umbral Storm. But does the... No. I was going to ask, does the decrease in my magic stat like get compensated enough by the increase of 20%? And I'm very much doubting that it does. Because what is my magic stat? Okay, so what is my magic stat like? Right? Let's look at status. My magic stat is 21. So if I take 2 off of that, it becomes 19. But if I then add 20% of 19 back on top of that, that actually seems highly worth it. But it also takes away a lot of strength, and I do use quite a lot of physical attacks. I'm not going to use it. I'm going to keep using Stormfall for the time being. This is the end of this episode though, and next time we'll be taking on the rest of Radiant Garden and the 1000 Heartless fight. That's going to be interesting. I'll see you back then. Until then, do not forget to leave a like, comment and subscribe if you have enjoyed this video, which hopefully you have. Bye.